Hi Shell Point, I'm Wendy Pereira, Activities Leader, and I'm joined today with Beth Nash and our resident Debbie Melkai. And we have a quilt show coming up very soon here at the Woodlands.
We sure do, very soon.
Yes.
We're all still putting last stitches in our work, but it'll be done.
Oh, it's very exciting, and it's going to be March 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
Correct.
The Saturday is from 10 to 4, the Sunday is from noon to 4, and Monday is from 10 to 2. So Beth, what do you got going on here?
Sure, and Debbie, we're hosting the quilt show right here at the Woodlands Commons.
We are, as similar as 2 years ago we had it, and it was really nice here because we have so much more space than the social center. And this quilt show, you'll all want to come because we'll be using every little nook and cranny to hang some amazing quilts this year. It's exceptionally good.
So it goes with the theme of this year's show, which is Great Expectations.
Yes, exactly. We had great expectations to really bump out the show a little bit more. We have quilts that we made in 2 different workshops this past 2 years, so you're going to see a grouping of the same pattern and how that can change just by fabric choices and how you quilt it or whatever. So we had great expectations for that, and it worked out well. And we also have some quilts that will just, how did they do that kind of response, and it'll be a really good show.
Wonderful.
Really good show.
How many quilters do we have participating in this event, Debbie?
Well, we don't know for sure, but we're hoping to have at least 50 or 60. It depends on how many residents will submit a quilt to show that might not be in our group, or they have a family heirloom or something they'd like to share with our community. But in the past, we've had that many. So it's a nice variety with it's just hard to explain. You will be just surprised when everybody sees them. It'll be beautiful.
Good, and you said so people can enter quilts that they have not quilted themselves.
Correct. You know, it could be from grandma or an aunt or a friend, or a baby quilt they received back in the day. And we don't care. We call those the vintage quilts, and those we do not hang because they're so fragile. They'll be displayed, folded over, or still very easily appreciated, but they won't be hanging where there's stress on the threading, which is sometimes very fragile at that time. Yeah. So what we're encouraging people is to dig through their quilts and say, oh, somebody might like to see that. And what we would really like, and we haven't been too successful in that in the past, is if there's any employers of Shell Point that either have quilts or do their own quilting, we'd love to have them exhibit their quilts as well. So,
well, good to know. And how do people participate?
I'm glad you asked that, because we take very good care of the quilts. We inventory them. We want to make sure they get back to the family that loaned them to us. So there is an entry form. It's a bright yellow entry form. They're available at all the concierge desks. You just ask for one, tell you you'd like the entry form for the quilt show. Fill it out, and there are instructions on the bottom of who you return it to, and that's how it starts. And then you'll keep your little cutoff, so that's how you'll get your quilt back.
Oh, okay, good. So they're well taken care of.
It's very well taken care of, and we're very organized, and we make sure that you get the right quilt.
Wonderful. Debbie, at the show, are any of these quilts available for sale and purchase?
All of the quilts that are on exhibit, that are on loan from either residents or employees or other people, are not for sale. They're just to appreciate. But we have what's called a silent auction, and that's what we've also been working on very strongly for the last 2 years. We have 2 very large bed-sized quilts that will be available for silent auction, as well as twin size, and then we have a lot of small things like table runners and things like that. And they're going to be a hot item. So if you come, I would recommend when you come to the show, head to that display first and start the process, because I think there'll be some competition for our items.
Yeah, and it is open to the public as well.
Absolutely.
So residents can invite their friends and neighbors that live close by.
And in the past, we've had 800 to almost 1,000 people visit over those 3 days, so it's very well received, and people know Shell Point's Quilt Show is very good. So.
Super. Well, thank you so much for being here
Thank
today
you,
with
and I
us,
hope
Debbie.
everybody comes and please exhibit your quilts. We'd love to see them.